Hello guys, and welcome to yet another Salwyn guide. Today we're going to do something a little bit different than normal. We're going to be looking at support play. In this case, Alistar teaming up with Tristana. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. I actually wanted to turn down the volume a little bit. Couldn't do this right before because the shop got in the way, so for some reason my mind thought I should click on the shop now to turn down the volume, which is not the case. Anyway, I wait with picking my first skill, as we might invade or they might invade. In that case, it would be nice to have Pulverize, which is, of course, an AoE knock-up which stuns people for 1.5 seconds. Let's quickly go over the rest of his abilities. Trample. Each time Alistar casts a spell, he can move through units and deals 18.48 magic damage per second to nearby enemy units. Gonna move away a little bit. And buildings for 3 seconds, deals double damage to minions and monsters. Base damage 10, damage from ability power 1.48. His W, Headbutt. Alistar charges at an enemy and rams them, dealing 85 plus 10 magic damage and stunning them while knocking them back. This stun persists even if people hit a wall. So if I were to knock someone from here into here, they would still be stunned for the full duration of the flying time. Anyway, as we can see here, we move in to interrupt them from getting the golems. Doing golems from the left side or the teal team is quite normal to get an extra little bit of an advantage in the laning phase by getting level 2 prior to the purple team. However, just going in there and making a showing is the easiest way for us to interrupt that, because since the buff to the golems, they are quite hard to deal with, and therefore people cannot fight them and other players at the same time. As we can see, I picked up E first, which is the Triumphant Roar. Restores 60 plus 3 health to Alistar and half as much to nearby champions. Cooldown is reduced by 2 seconds each time a nearby enemy unit dies. And last but not least, his amazing ultimate, Unbreakable Will. That was an awkward pause. Removes disables from Alistar, and Alistar gains 60 attack damage and takes 50% reduced physical damage and magical damage for 7 seconds. This is a 2-minute cooldown at level 1, so obviously you don't have it at level 1, but whatever. Anyway, what I do when I play Alistar is I stay rather offensive. I try to make the enemy feel unsafe, just by making little moves towards them as if I want to do some headbutt or pulverize action on them. Now, as we can see, it doesn't really scare them, but it keeps them on their toes. They hit me instead of focusing on the minions. I think it makes it so that there's one more thing they have to worry about in the lane, as opposed to if I just stand behind Tristana and heal her. I just get some aggressive movement going. As you can see, they're just moving into the bush, forcing Soraka back, moving up to behind Vayne to show some power, as you can see there. Now, for my runes, I run flat armor yellows, flat magic resist blues, flat AP quints, and yeah, what do I run? Yes, I run flat magic penetration reds. I do this because it's my overall support build. I use it for all my support, so I have it pretty much just the overall thing. It gives me armor, magic resist, and ability power, which helps my healing and a little bit of damage as well. My masteries are 21, no, 21-9, so 21 defensive, 9 utility. I do this on Alistar because Alistar is a tanky champion. Having him being that tanky right from the start, even in laning phase, being able to just walk up to people and hit them walking away and being relatively safe is a big plus for Alistar. So having that defensive tree talent spec really helps him out. Now, as we can see here, I'm staying a little bit defensive now because I can't really put on the pressure here that I would like to, because they are so near to the turret, so that if I headbutt pulverize, I would take turret aggro and get shots. And even though I do have my defensive tree, I still would take a lot of damage from a turret. Now, what you always want to do, or at least in 95% of the cases, you want to buy the Ferret Charm, 3 or 4 pot wards, depending on your utility or defensive spec tree, and healing potions based on how much gold you have left on, or maybe a healing potion. That can also work. I mean a mana potion, of course, obviously, and and all that. Now Tristana pings it here, so I choose to follow her ping, go in, do the headbutt pulverize combo. Try to assist Tristana. I used my exhaust on Kog'Maw because he's raining down a lot of damage at that point in time. So I just want to make sure Tristana doesn't die. Now sadly Soraka makes it out alive, but we force her to really go low, and now she has to play way more defensive, use some of her heals on herself, and that way not be able to assist Kog'Maw as much. Sadly Tristana got too close to the turret, took too much damage, and now she has to base. However, in a large amount of the cases that would have been a kill. Sadly and unfortunately I'm using a lot of abbreviations, which is not abbreviations because that is the short thing of a word, but I bend a lot of my words twice right now. It's probably because it's like 7 AM, so my head is a bit morning-ish. But nonetheless, as you can see there, Kog'Maw hitting me twice and I'm not even like paying real attention to it. I can take a lot of abuse with this with the setup I'm running at this point in time. Anyway, trying to stay within XP range, not really making doing that too well, but well, more or less staying within XP range for that full duration. Now at this point Tristana has been back to base, so we do have the option of trying to get a kill at this point. However, I am a little bit low on mana, so I want to, if we make this, we have to do it at the exact right time, and right now with all these minions present is not the right time. Either myself or Tristana would take way too much damage from minions if we were to start a fight at this point in time. Now as we can see there, the minions are lower now. I get them to go in on me. Sadly Udyr comes through for a lane gang. I flash out, try to run away, I pop my heal, and Tristana starts to work on Udyr. Udyr, well, not Udyr. I think that was Soraka pops the heal. Let's have a look. No, actually it was Kog'Maw. Kog'Maw pops a summoner heal, but Udyr then tries to go back in for the kill and dies. So that is a 1-1 trade, and Udyr picks up the kill on me. That means we have an advantage in the lane. I pick up my Philosopher's Stone. Now, some people might argue, well, go for the wards right now. The thing is, we are sitting at our turret. Tristana is low, she's gonna have to base rather soon, so that means we will not be pushing out past this line. So right now, the ward is not hyper important. Whenever I get to lane, as I ask Tristana here, I can pick up a few minions, then go base. Tristana there almost dropping to the Carthus ulti. Anyway, now I'm just gonna look to get 1 or 2 CS. Since Tristana is back already because she was so low, I can freely take the CS since Kog'Maw is pushing onto the turret. So you see me there, use my headbutt on the big minion, my pulverize on the little minion, and then I can just back off. Now Kog'Maw starting to do a bit more damage to me there because his ulti is strong as balls. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. All I wanted was enough money to get the few wards. Now we're going to lose a little bit of experience to the tower here. I could potentially have stayed a little longer to pick up that experience instead of it just going to waste, but I would rather just go home, get my wards, and then move back to lane so that me and Tristana could be in lane while both having a lot of HP. Now there are 2 ways that you can get your headbutt pulverized. Okay, never mind, scratch that, completely ignore what I just said. There are a lot of ways you can get your headbutt pulverized. There is the combo where you headbutt into a person, and the second you hit them, you knock them up in the air. You do this by using your headbutt, and as you start to move towards the target, as your headbutt starts to play its animation, so to speak, you hit your Q. That way, as soon as you hit the person, they will fly up into the air, and that way be crowd controlled at one space, instead of them flying back and getting out of range or whatnot. But anyway, I see Tristana going in on Kog'Maw here, so I want to use my headbutt, as you can see, stunning him on the wall, waiting a little bit, then doing my knock-up for Tristana to have the most time possible to damage Kog'Maw, and we pick up the kill fairly easily here. Tristana still at a very respectable amount of HP. Sadly, she goes in a little bit too early on Soraka, since I do not yet have my headbutt pulverize combo ready again. But we do pick up the kill. This gives us an advantage because we can push to their turret and deny Kog'Maw CS and thereby golden experience. Now I want to kill Soraka here, so I just walk in. I do have my ultimate up. We see Karthus teleporting in there. The slow hits me, I use my ulti, it breaks slows. The ultimate removes, as we said earlier, removes disables from Alistar, as well as stuns, everything that removes complete control of your character, it removes. So I just save it. I could have used it under the turret to take less damage, but I choose to save it because I see him teleporting in, so I want to be able to negate the slow from his wall. Now you could make a point to say, well, you could. Oh, Tristana's so bad move right there. I mean, that was entirely unnecessary, and I'm going to call her out on that. I mean, she could have possibly picked up the kill there, but I mean, I'm not quite sure what the fuck she was doing, but she did it. And there's nothing really to do about it at this point. We're still ahead in the lane. Cockmo did not get a part of that kill, so we should be ahead with a, let's see, 3-1 score to a 0-1-1 score. So we are winning the lane, at least on kills. 70 to 68. We're also winning the lane on CS as soon as Tristana's going to get back into lane. But right now, I don't want to take too much damage, because the more damage I take right now, the less health I will have when Tristana comes back into lane for us to do something with. As you saw there, that was the headbutt pulverized combo, where you do the W. As soon as the animation starts to work its way over the ground, use your Q, that will knock them up on the same spot. I was kind of hoping he would take a pot shot at me as I was coming towards him, and that way take tower aggro and take some more damage, but that didn't happen. Anyway, let's see if we can't get an engage. We are stronger in lane right now, so I just want to make sure we can get a good engage here. I played a bit defensively. Now Tristana changes target because Soraka uses her heal onto Cockmo, so just flash pulverize and then headbutt her away from the turret in order for Tristana to secure the kill. Dancing a little bit with Cockmo here. He's a great dancing partner, to be quite fair with you. But yeah, as you can see there, we're picking up a double kill. So we are now 5-1 against the 1-0 and 0-0-1 in the lane. So this game, from our perspective, is absolutely and 100% completely won. Anyway, because we get a double kill bot lane, that means we can get a free dragon without too much opposition. Now I double ward here to be able to see when they come in, if they come in, and kind of try to zone them. Now you see them come in here, and there's again the aggressive movement. I don't want to do anything about it. I just want them to be a little bit of afraid. Now the dragon goes low, so I pulverize Udyr to prevent him from smiting. As he is stunned for 1.5 seconds, he cannot get his smite off, and that way I secure us the dragon. So I'm low on mana. I got some cash to spend, so I go back to base and pick up my heart of gold. Now the thing you want to realize when building your support is you want to build items that you can use now and that your team can use later in the game. That is why these gold per 5 items are so popular, because they all evolve into items like Aegis of the Legion from the Frozen Heart. Not Aegis of the Legion from the Frozen Heart, whatever, scratch that. But anyway, Shirelius and Randuin's Omen are two of the ones I've picked up right now. The Shirelius is what I'm going to build towards first, because with our team composition of Malphite and Alistar, getting a good engage is rather easy as soon as we can catch our opponent. So having the Shirelius to close the gap, then getting the Pulverize, Malphite ultimate and all that good stuff off at the same time will be very beneficial for our team. Now that is always when you play a support, unless you play an unnormal, I suppose we can call it that, an unnormal support where you go either damage or whatever focused. You can, for example, build other things, but whenever you're playing a standard support and play the standard support role, you want to build items that will support your team and help your team in team fights and just overall engagement in lane. For example, picking up the Aegis of the Legion will give your partner as well as yourself more armor, magic resist and health, so that will help your team and help your laning phase. As we can see right now, this is helping my laning phase by making me more tanky and giving me health and mana per 5 so that I can do more heals, do more combos and whatnot. Anyway, Kog'Maw here coming back into lane, and now we can really see that tankiness that I was talking about with the Alistar. As soon as Kog'Maw doesn't get a crit on me, I can simply just face tank his damage for a good long while. And Tristana there, oh yeah, doing the awesome rocket jump. And it's important to have fun, so we just laugh a little bit about it, not too worried. Anyway, again knocking Kog'Maw into the wall there, just to get some free damage, make him blow some shit. I mean, he put some damage onto me, nothing that I really feel. So I just go back a little bit, disengage the fight, because Tristana was not ready to help me out with that one. And that is one of the things you also want to have a little bit of a focus on. Is your AD carry ready to help you out in a situation such as that? Now here we see Karthus coming in, so I go up to headbutt him away and then just get out. But Tristana there going absolutely fucking mental, like a fucking idiot. Goes in there, I have to pop my ulti, but I still die because she makes a stupid move. There is no way we can fight a 2 versus 3 against the Karthus with... what was it? He's got 3-1. He's got the Needless and the Blasting one, so he does a massive amount of damage. Plus he has his ultimate to follow up. So that was a really bad move. Anyway, Brand coming down here to help us out. And we should manage to pick up a few kills. They're missing his stun. Going in, balls to the wall. And the amazing bounce between all of the minions. Anyway, here we go. Karthus gets dropped. Brand gets dropped. I get hit by the ultimate, so I go back to the turret to heal. Now I could heal myself up with the E, but there's no reason for me to do so, because I could just walk back 2 feet and get the healing from the fountain, and I chose to do that in this case. Now, what else can we say, really? I mean, Alistar is one of those supports who, when you get to the team fighting stage of the game, what you want to do is you just want to get into the middle of the team, get near their damage dealers, like their AP carry, who is in this case Karthus, and their AD carry, who is Kog'Maw, and mess with them, give them a good pulverize, headbutt people off your AD carry, keep your team safe while trying to minimize their damage, and maybe try to tank some yourself through use of your ultimate, where you take at level 1 50% reduced damage. So that is half damage already, which is really, really, really much. I mean, that is a huge amount of damage. One might even say tons of damage. Anyway, pink warding the dragon here, because it will spawn in about a minute. So I just want to clear it up so that we have control. Flashing to get to Udyr here, knocking him back from safety. And that way Karthus is laughing at him because he knows there's nothing he can do about it. So we pick up the kill. Tristana wanting to dive Karthus here. And I'm pretty okay with that. I try to get there in time. Sadly she blows her cover by going in too soon. I try to get the heal on her to get the assist, but that sadly does not work out for me. Now I saw that the 2 bot laners are missing, so I want to see where they are. There we have Soraka. Now Tristana here should have, in this case, she should have jumped over the wall right there and killed Soraka, but she's too much of a little pussy. So I try my headbutt pulverize. Sadly, I do it a little bit too late in this case, and get caught in a really great position slow from Kog'Maw there. Tristana being forced to jump away, and I just go back in to the lane because Tristana has to base now. I mean, if she doesn't base, she can just one-shot her when she tries to come back into lane. So she has to base, and I can just pick up as much of this farm as humanly possible. And as per usual, my CS is pretty fucking decent. I just slapped my headset right on my head. That's quite weird. Anyway, debating a little bit with Tristana here what the right course of action was in that situation before. I know I'm right, so I don't really care. Now, my team diving there, send the turret for some reason. I really need to take a drink. I've been talking way too much, so my throat is hurting quite badly right now. So I'm going to take a quick sip, and then I'll join you again in a moment. Oh, that was good. Anyway, Tristana here going, stop following me. Tristana going absolutely mental in mid lane here, picking up a double kill on her own. And that is the advantage of winning lane as big as we were. I mean, she was 7-3, so she had the opportunity to actually fight the 2 on her own. Again, my amazing CS here, just picking up all those minions. Gonna get the second level of this one, 60% damage reduction, and some more AD. I mean, God knows why. Everything scales with AP except your ultimate. It's gonna give you AD. Makes no sense, but whatever. I mean, you can run up and hit some people with your big hoofy hands, or whatever those would be called, your big handy hands. Anyway, as we can see there, we are able to clear out the ward because of that pink ward. So it's pretty safe to assume that they will not contest with Dragon, since Cockmore and Carthage just died mid lane. So I just go down ward here to make sure no one comes in from the side, since we already have the ward there. And then I just go back and give it a little heal, and then get ready to do some teamification, playification. Anyway, nothing really happening here. Looking to do some damage onto Cockmore there. It's hard. The closer you are to your target, the harder it is to actually hit your WQ combo, because there's less travel time, so you have to hit your Q faster. The further away you are, the slower you have to hit your Q. So during that travel time, you have to kind of time it more or less. Anyway, Tristana picking up a kill up top there, and I ping Baron at this point in time because their jungler is down. That means they have no smite, so I want to do Baron now. They cannot aim to steal it, and if they come to interrupt this, they have 2 people down. One of them just got up. I think it was Cockmore. So if they come to try to interrupt this, we can turn on them, or we can just finish off the Baron in a safe and orderly fashion. But anyway, as we see here, we quickly finish off the Baron, and Tristana simply just jumps onto cards like a true boss would. Fails another rocket jump for some reason, and actually manages to get away. And there's the surrender. So, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this guide, and I hope it will help you to understand Alistar support better. If you have any questions or suggestions, put them in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to read and respond. I respond to most comments unless they are like, fuck you, suck you ugly scrub, because I can't find a good constructive response to that. So if you have anything constructive or any questions that are relevant to anything concerning this video, please drop them in the comments below. Also, give the thing a thumbs up. It makes me happy when people say I like this. It makes me happy because you like what I did. Anyway, until next time, have a good day.